I think I understand what it takes to play with just the position and the formation that he likes to play, and I fit well on what he wants. For me, from my perspective, I'm trying to always be better and try to do my best for the team.
What do you think now of taking a few steps back from the playoff defeat? How do you kind of assess the way that game went down? Do you find something in particular you would have done differently over the two legs?
Yes, I just think from if you go back to against Columbus and against this year, we almost did the same mistakes. I think we could be been better. We could had close games. We could have scored more goals. Could defend better. And overall, I think something missing there. The concentration level, the personality to go in the field and do everything we did through the season. And I think that missed a little bit on the playoffs. For next year, we gotta look forward to start well, and especially in CONCACAF. That's something that we accomplish. But our main goal was to win the MLS Cup, and we didn't achieve it. And when you come short like this, we gotta look at ourselves and see what needs to change and what needs to be better.
How much did the yellow card in the first leg affect your play the remainder of the series?
I think it didn't affect nothing because I had another one to get, and when I go to the field, I'm not saving myself or saving yellows. I think we gotta play a full speed, full gas. And I think the yellow card fact, affect a little bit us because we maybe were a little bit more conservative to get the yellow to in case miss the other game. But we have a deep team and we can never go to the field scared to get the yellows. I think we need to play the way we used to play, the way we want to play, and it's high tempo, pressuring, and being fast. And I think we gotta look again at ourselves and see what we did wrong.
Last season you guys in the playoffs you also had a hard time scoring goals. Is the way you guys play the system, does that kind of come into effect once the postseason comes around? Because during the season you force turnovers high up the field, you get the ball and you score a lot of goals, you create chances off of that. In the playoffs, teams kind of sit back on you guys and wait. They don't play as much as they do maybe during the regular season.
If you go to Montreal game, we had 3-4 clear chances. On this game, the same thing. We have the PK. We had opportunities to close the game. I just think we weren't sharp enough around the goal. And, we are sharp all season long. And that's why I'm saying we need to have that anger inside us, the will, that when come to the toughest moments, we're going to smash it. We're going to put inside the net and get the 3 points and move on. I just think that in both years, that's missing in our game.
When you and Sasha are standing over a dead ball, what goes into the decision of who's going to take the kick?
At the moment, if he's feeling well, he takes. If I feel well, I say I'm gonna take, and it's nothing premeditated. It's just the PK. He's the taker, and he's a pretty good at it. And just unfortunately this time he couldn't score.
When you look at the playoffs, speaking with Dex and Luis, they said when the moment is biggest that you guys end up crumbling. Does that come down to just mentality? Do you find that maybe you need to adjust something tactically? What's the contributing factor?
Tactically, we were there. I think the game plan were there, and come to a personal. It's you have having pride of yourself, having personality, showing the field what you are about, and comes. Unfortunately, we are 11 guys in the field, with 2 that comes in from the bench. It's winning your butt against the other next to you, in front of you, and especially in playoffs, you gotta have 18 guys ready to come to the field and do the job. And again, we gotta look at ourselves and see what we miss and what we need to be better. But I just think as a group, we aren't sharp enough.
What do you think of Ignacio Piatti's comments after the game about saying you guys are a very good regular season team? You showed that the last 2 years, but that you're not a good playoff team.
People say whatever they want to say. Maybe they're too happy and say some stupid things, you know. But you know, before they accomplish anything, they gotta. Last year they were in vacation, and we were in the playoffs doing the final, and this year are them. But you know, we are in the quarterfinals. They get to the final and they lost. So they gotta remember things that in their own house and worry about their own problems, because before they achieve anything, they gotta look what we achieved before. And you know, don't seems that Montreal ever accomplished anything other than the Canadian Cup, and then I won two of them too, scoring the final. So I just think that, you know, they gotta look at themselves and stop to worry about themselves, because this is the only things they worry about. Talk about other teams.
Do you think the season was a success overall in terms of failing the playoffs again?
We accomplished some goals that we are in the quarterfinals. We were first in the East, but our main goal wasn't what we want. Is the MLS Cup. I just, you know, if you go through our goals, I would say in certain parts we are successful and certain not. But if you talk about the MLS Cup, we aren't successful because, to be remembered, we gotta win, and we didn't win nothing.